So my son's sitting in the car, and he's 13, and he's at that age. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of bad stuff. That he's exposed to, and it's like he's being fed. His soul's being fed good, healthy stuff, not junk food. And that's sort of equipping him to go out into the world for the day. And I mean, not just kids as well, also for me.
Yeah.
I'm having the good stuff going into me as well. So hopefully it's the good stuff coming out as well.
Brilliant.
Sure, well, it is. Look at it. It is.
We've got Jen on the phone from Maringandan in Queensland. Good morning.
Hey, Jen.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
So good to have you with us. So I know that you're a long-time listener to Vision, but it's actually really cool we're talking to you because we've been talking with Alex earlier about how he listens with the kids in the car. They really love it, and they've started asking some great spiritual questions. But you've had a similar experience with your son.
Yeah, absolutely. There seems to be a bit of a theme going on this morning about the next generation. Yesterday when I was driving, I was having a conversation with God about, I wanted to donate to Visionathon and sort of having that conversation with God, praying about how much I need to give or want to give. And I was thinking, 300, that was sort of an amount coming up because there's myself, my husband and my son. I thought, oh, that's nice, neat little $100 each. And then I thought, oh, maybe 1,000, that's a big stretch, and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, so I'm toing and froing with God. Well, I think I'm toing and froing with God, but I think it was more me doing all the talking. Anyway, so I came to the final amount, $1,000. I thought, you beauty, it's going to be a stretch, but let's do that. And then I just sort of shut up for a bit and kept driving. And then God just spoke to me very clearly and very sort of bluntly. You need to give $2,009 because that is the year that your son was born, and I have blessed you with this child, and you need to be a blessing to others.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's so
I
cool.
really argue with that.
That is great.
Let's do this.
I love that.
So it's like, oh, my head's sort of going, oh, that's a lot of money. I can't, can we afford it? And then my heart's like, how can we not afford that? Because without vision, like what you guys were talking about today, driving, doing the school run, things like that. So my son's sitting in the car, and he's 13, and he's at that age. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of bad stuff, that he's exposed to, and it's like he's being fed. His soul's being fed good, healthy stuff, not junk food. And that's sort of equipping him to go out into the world for the day. And the conversations that start, when there's little snippets of Focus on the Family that come on or anything like that. And the music's awesome, and he's sort of singing along, and it's just amazing. So it's, it's sowing into him, and I just love that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's really important, isn't it? I think sowing those seeds of faith early, where the kids are really formulating their worldview and formulating their identity.
I love that you said, it's like he's taking the healthy option, pushing away the junk food and getting spiritually fed with healthy food.
Yeah, that's so
100%,
good.
Yeah, because what goes in comes out. So
that's right, yeah. I read a great verse a couple of days ago that speaks to that, Jen. It's in the Proverbs. Proverbs 15 says, a wise person is hungry for knowledge, while the fool feeds on trash. And you're right, there's so much trash that just is thrown at us these days by the world, but we can choose that knowledge, and I guess as parents we can provide some of that good stuff through Vision that we know is going to be building up their spirit.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, not just kids as well, also for me.
Yeah.
I'm having the good stuff going into me as well. So hopefully it's the good stuff coming out as well.
Brilliant.
Sure, well, it is. Look at it. It is.
Yeah,
you're obedient.
absolutely.
But I do love that because I'm exactly the same, and only this year I've started doing sort of 2 cheers with God, where the book specifically told me to shut up and listen. But we do that. We talk at God, and that's an encouragement of people who've been in the valley of decision of how much they're going to give to Visionathon. Well, let's maybe just have a breakthrough in quietness and actually really hear from God, not talk at God.
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
I was going to say also, throw out a bit of a challenge to people. If they're thinking of donating and they're thinking, oh, look, I can't really afford this amount or that amount, I say just go for it and give God a chance to show that he is faithful and that he can be trusted. Because sometimes we just don't give him a chance.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Well, there's a challenge from Jen. Give God a chance to show himself faithful. So that $2,009 that you gave, Jen, that's going to keep a high-powered station in a capital city or a regional station on air for 2 weeks. So imagine, the good food that's going to come spiritually into people's hearts and lives as a result of that. So that's what you're doing when you sow into Vision. You're making that possible. And we just want to say another huge thanks to you, Jen, for the part that you're playing. And
thank you, Jen.
Just pray that God will
Thank you
continue
to
to
you
bless
guys.
you and your family.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, guys.